The sign, "Welcome to Cattle Country," greets visitors as they pull into Pape Ranches in western Wyoming. Norm Pape and his sons Fred and David run about 1,000 Hereford Angus crossbred mother cows on more than 10,000 acres of land. The Pape family has ranched here for more than 100 years.
We have a long tradition. David and Fred, my two sons, and my daughter Jane would have been the fourth generation, and then I have three granddaughters on the ranch who are the fifth generation. So we have to go back a ways in order to put into place exactly how this Pape Ranches was formed.
Well, everybody's got a job here. My mom does the books for the operation, and anytime we need one of our family members to help out, we can rely on them.
Even extended family helps us a lot when we're need a few extra hands. So family is definitely important to the way the operation is run today.
Pape Ranches is located in a migration corridor for antelope and deer. In fact, Norm and his sons have worked with NRCS, Wyoming Fish and Game, and the Wyoming Department of Transportation to install special fencing that allows wildlife access to their land.
So the Papes here had a functional woven wire fence, and they decided to replace it with a wildlife-friendly fence design. They didn't have to do that, but they did because they saw the need for our wildlife resource.
That benefits the migration, of which is a marvelous thing. In our wildlife, we place great value on wildlife.
We have upwards to 1,000 head of antelope that live on our property down here that Wyoming Game and Fish has counted throughout the summer and the fall. I can guarantee you 100 years ago, 1,000 head of antelope couldn't have survived on this place.
The Papes manage an extensive irrigation system and rotate their cattle across their land to keep their grass going strong. They've also taken action to control and manage sagebrush to increase forage production for both cattle and wildlife. Fencing is also used to protect willows and other trees from damage.
This is a tough country to grow a tree in, or even willows. And so my dad, in his time, he began to fence those trees away from the cattle and those willows. And we, Fred and David and I, have continued to do that on quite a lot of our areas where we have trees and willows.
They've just been able to do some unique things through fencing, through the management of their livestock, treatment of some of the sagebrush area, to maintain the native forage and yet strengthen it and make it more valuable for their cattle operation as well as for wildlife.
Keeping track of their conservation efforts is easy thanks to a system put in place years ago. Norm's dad, Lester, began keeping a daily diary when he worked the land, and Norm continues the practice today. Past diaries are used to guide the family's decisions and help in planning ranch operations.
Dad keeps a diary every day, and weekly we go back 1 year at least. Some years I'll go back 10 years to see what the weather was, and it just comes in handy for day-to-day operation of the ranch.
Maybe 4 or 5 times a week they'll drop by for coffee in the morning, or at least one of them, and we'll say they'll get the diary out from last year, let's say, to see if we're on schedule.
You just grow up being a steward of the land. It's not something that you went to school and learned or that somebody came and told you about. It's just how my grandfather taught us when we were little, and my father taught us, and they did it through example.
The Pape family works hard to ensure their rangelands remain healthy and sustainable so future generations can enjoy the land and its natural beauty.
We forget to look around a lot of times. We're always looking down, whether it's at a ditch or at a cow, and I don't think we really appreciate it until we get away for a couple days and go someplace else and are able to come back.
We're lucky, and we all know we're lucky to live and be where we are with the beautiful, mountains.
We just feel so blessed that we're able to be on this ranch and then reflect back to those family members that 100 and some years ago began to put this together.